Hello. Hey, I'm Rena. I'm the Slow Knitter. I'm coming to you from the beach, Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. It's in the panhandle of Florida. Welcome, everyone. This is episode 26. I thought I wasn't going to do a podcast from the beach, and I was going to do more like a beach vlog, but it didn't work out because I'm not a spontaneous blogger yet. It's a goal. Welcome to episode 26, and the name of this episode is Socks on the Beach. Sex on the beach, socks, yeah. Anyway, welcome back to my subscribers, and thanks for visiting with me again. And welcome new subscribers, and thanks for joining me. I hope that you enjoy this. And if you're a new viewer and have not subscribed, please subscribe. Anyway, I'm a Slow Knitter. You can find me on Instagram, on YouTube, and Facebook as the Slow Knitter. I am Rena Lydia on Ravelry, and I don't know if I'll be able to put it on the screen below. I hope I can. I am recording from my iPad. I usually record from my camera, but I forgot my camera. It's at home in Atlanta. Oh well, this works. A lot of people do that, right? I know I have to speak louder because the microphone isn't as good as I have a separate mic when I do recordings from my camera. Anyway, it's been wonderful at the beach. We've been here since the beginning of February. We'll go home next week, the end of next week, which is the end of February, so a little less than 4 weeks. And it's been just great fun. And I've been rearranging furniture, which is driving my husband a little cuckoo. And I actually have set up sort of a beach version of my office at home, my craft room at home, but I didn't have one here. I had a small room and I didn't really like it. And so we decided to make this the knit cave, and so we had to move furniture around, and I still want to get another piece of furniture from a consignment store. They have a really great consignment store here. I did consign some of the furniture that was in this bedroom to the consignment store because I had some big, bulky, like bed frames, and it didn't really work in the other room. It would have fit, but it would have made it feel really small. So anyway, we're in the process of doing some things. It's fun. I like it. I don't know. My husband likes it, but I do. Anyway, the weather's been so gorgeous, and this is really a really great time of year to come down here. But anyway, I have some FOs to share, some whips, and some other news about books. Oh, interesting news about books. Anyway, so the first FO I wish to share is this hat. Sort of a winter hat. It's a little late, but there might be still some winter up north for my family. This is the Tchaikovsky hat. I put it on Instagram that I'm sending to my sister in New York. So cute. I love it. And you know, you could flip this back, but I didn't make it that long enough to be slouchy. I just made it more beanie-ish. And it's made from Madeline Tosh DK, the Long Rider DK. I don't know what the difference is, but and it's the pavement colorway. So cute. I love this pattern, by the way. It's so super simple, but it's so pretty. Could be fussing with my hair a lot because I'm trying on some hats. This pom-pom is from Trinkets, and I'll put a link below. It's a great pom-pom, and it's a snap-on pom-pom. So you can just, if you want to wash the hat, you can just take the pom-pom off, wash the hat, put the pom-pom back on. I will say that I soaked it and washed it with Tuft woolen soap. I might have gotten over aggressive with the soap because the smell is slightly overwhelming. It's calmed down a lot. And I know my sister and I are very sensitive to smell, so it smells good. It's just like a lot of it. So the more I air it out, the less the smell is. So sorry, sister, just air it out. Don't wash it. The smell will eventually go away. I got really excited about using that soap because it's so lovely that I may have overused it. But it's already decreased a lot. I'm sending it in this cute little mesh bag that I get at the Destin Yarn shop here, Carol's shop. It's a cute little mesh bag. I'm put a little note in here and send it off to UPS. Cute. Right. Okay, next FO is another hat that I'm sending to my friend Carol, who just moved to, not Fast Carol in Atlanta. It's another friend, a very, very long time friend. Carol, and she and her husband have just moved to Chicago to be near her girls from LA. It's quite a shift, but she was born and raised in Buffalo, New York, so she understands cold weather. Now this is the barley hat, and it's made from a twig and horn cormo yarn, and the goat's fleece is supposed to be really, really soft. It is really, really soft, and this is it. It's cute, right? So a little story about this hat. Cute pom-pom. Cute story about this hat. Not cute. Really sort of frustrating story about this hat. I knit it. I had made another barley hat, which I shared with you. Out of Wing and Prayer Farms yarn. Came out perfectly. The sizing was perfect. Everything was perfect. I did the same thing with this yarn. Same pattern, same number of stitches, same thing. This came out huge. I mean, so much so that I thought I was going to frog the whole thing. And I don't know what I was going to do. So my friend Teresa, very smart friend Teresa, told me to felt it. She put it in the wash machine, put it in the dryer. I said, I don't want the texture to be felt. She said, no, just do it. I did it. Worked out perfectly. Still feels woolly, feels a little more velvety, but it doesn't feel like felt. But it still feels very woolly, which is really what I wanted it to feel like. I almost had a heart attack. I almost had a heart attack over this. I was like, I worked so hard on this. Lovely, lovely yarn, but if you use that yarn, just know that it grows. That's all. It just grows. I guess it's because it's not treated in any way. It's not superwash. It's a natural wool, 100% American wool. Cormo, sheep. So anyway, another little bag from Carol. So they go off to UPS today. Yeah, I've been working on that. And because Carol and her husband Randy have moved to Chicago, I'm like, they need hats. I must give them hats. That's their housewarming gift. Not like a bottle of champagne. Hat. I also made, I have a hoe. It's a hoe. It's really not an F-O. It's a hoe. These are the kindling mitts from Helen Stewart's Knit Vent 2015. And you can see, I made a hat out of the same pattern, and I gave that hat to my niece, Courtney. Then I decided to make the mitts. Now, I haven't made mitts in a long, long time, but I will say the size of this mitt is a perfect size for me because I have small hands. But I didn't do a great job on the thumb gusset. Now I know why, and so for the next one, I will do a better job. And these will just be for me, so I won't give this as a gift to anyone. But for the next one, I will, because I love the cabling. The cabling is beautiful, and I love this mitt. And I've made this out of Malabrigo Arroyo in the Sandbank colorway. Love it. Length is perfect. Thumb size, perfect. So now I know whenever I do a mitt for myself to follow Helen Stewart, Curious Handmade, I know to follow her sizing. I love it. I do love it. It's sort of a, pretty. Malabrigo Royal. I love it. I love it. Okay. Then I have a lot of whips. So let me go right to the whips. So these are my socks. I have something to tell you about these socks. These are the Restfaber socks by Mina Phillips. And I'm almost done. I put in the afterthought heel placement I'll tell you a little bit about what I did there. And now I'm onto the foot. And hopefully by the time I go home, these will be done. Little strange thing about this. I picked this mini because at the time, I thought it went a crazy bit mini with it. And I thought I would rip it out. And I thought, much hassle. I was going to do the heel and the cuff as well. So I will continue to do that. And maybe when it's all together with the heel and cuff and toe, it'll look better. But this is my favorite Fidalgo copper sock yarn. So this is the second sock I did with that. So I'm going to give this a break. But I'm going to finish this. Now here you can see that it looks a little strange. So I found, I don't know what I was looking for, but I found a video by Andrea Mowry on putting in a lifeline below and above the placement, the heel placement yarn that you're going to rip out. And this way, when your needles go back in, they go right in and you don't have to pick them up. They just slide right in by your lifeline. I'm like, holy crap, that is brilliant. So I'm going to try it on this. I'll let you know how it works. So rest rubber socks. This will go in my sock club. So I have a sock, Cal knit along in my Slow Knitter podcast group. There's a sock knit along. So if you're knitting socks, join in. It's a year-long knit along. It's a sort of beginner sock Cal, but if you are an experienced sock knitter, join in. Every 3 months, I will be giving away a skein of indie dyed sock yarn. I'll be giving away socks from Fiber for the People, Dragon Horde Yarn, Old Rusted Chair. These are a lot of very nice sock yarns that I'm giving away. So join in. And we have discussions on heels, but like some of the socks in there are gorgeous already. I'm just like, oh, I want to knit them all. They look so pretty. And one of my participants, Dana is from the Asheville area of North Carolina. She's also an incredible artist, fine artist. She made the most beautiful socks. And what she does is she has a sock book, and then she goes to her stash and she tries to link up the patterns with her stash, which I thought was such a great idea and such a great way to use stash. So anyway, I recommend it. She's a great, I really am becoming sort of fond of Dana because she has the biggest pet rescue heart I've ever seen. I mean, I know a lot of pet rescue fanatics, and I know they're really, really great, but Dana has like this huge heart for that. And so thank you, Dana, for doing that, since I'm a rescue mom myself, and I really believe in rescuing animals rather than purchasing them. But if you purchase them and you love them, who cares? Okay, so that's rest rubber socks. So we'll see if that lifeline above and beyond the placement yarn, heel placement yarn, actually helps or not. I'll report back. But do join my sock knit along if you are a beginner sock knitter or an experienced sock knitter. Doesn't matter, right? Okay, I also want to show you, I'm sending Carol, who's moved to Chicago, that barley hat. Well, I have to knit one for her husband, Randy. And I am making another Rafa hat. I made one for Bob in Fordham University colors. But this one I'm making for Randy in Arroyo again. And I'm going to put in it's 1x1 rib, the whole hat, 1x1 rib. And then periodically there's like a knit and a purl around. And then 1x1 rib, knit and purl. I saw on Ravelry that somebody had added a knit, purl, knit. So it looks like a garter ridge, more of a garter ridge. I like that. So I'm going to do that. This is the hat where there maybe a little bit too many repeats. So I'm going to do a few less repeats. Instead of 16, I did 12. And we'll go from there. But I just love this Malbrigo Arroyo. Look at this color. It's so pretty. And the colorway is Fresco. Oh no. It's a Spanish word. Fresco is seco. Fresco is seco. Fresco Secco. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Yeah. Malabrigo Arroyo. I'm a huge, huge fan of it. In fact, so much. Well, yeah. Okay, so Randy will get, Carol will get her hat first. Hopefully Randy will get his hat in a couple weeks. Hopefully. You know, I'm doing the Caitlin Hunter Glacier Park cowl. This is my first Fair Isle project. I had like a nightmare about this the other night. You have to really sit down and concentrate on this, but it's beautiful. And I'm using the Malabrigo sock is the navy blue, and it's called Côte d'Azur, and this speckled is spun right round. I love it. I've never knit with spun right round before. Now, and it's pretty fantastic. Now, I will tell you that the nightmare that I had the other night about the color work was that this part, this chart, is repeated for like 3.5 more inches. I think that's an inch, so maybe another 2 inches, 2.5 inches before you start going back to this border. And I had like a nightmare the other night that I actually should be doing something different, that I shouldn't be repeating. And I did. I was like, I almost got out of bed to look at the pattern, but I was correct. You just repeat this whole section until for another 2.5 inches. But I have to tell you, I do love it. But it really takes sitting down at the table and concentration. It's not one of these TV watching, knitting, sitting in a comfy chair project. It's work. It's concentration and work, at least for me. Since I've not been doing, this is my first color work experience. In my blinged fringe supply bag. I think I've had enough bling. I'm done with one. It's fun though, but I'm done. Okay, so those are my whips. Oh no, wait. Story. Quick story. I was going to do a wrap, a Pearl Soho wrap. I thought, you know what? I'm going to take my time. I'm just going to do it. It looks like a cozy winter wrap. I'll get it ready for next winter. Take my time. I started knitting it, hated it. I mean, first of all, the wool, I ordered a silver color, and I don't know what color that is. It's more grayish mushroomy color than silver. I have a very different vision of what silver is, not this. The wool is really lovely. It's made for them by somebody, I don't know. Understory line, and you can see it's like 50% baby alpaca, 25% baby yak, and 25% silk. So it's really just wonderful to, and I think it's sort of a bulky, maybe a DK weight. I don't know, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, it feels like it's more like a sport worsted-ish. And okay, the color is supposed to be silverberry. Does that look like silverberry to you? It doesn't look like silverberry to me. I don't know. Anyway, so I was going to return it because I really didn't like the pattern. I thought I had 4 skeins of it. I wound one, so I wanted to return the 3. So I'm getting ready to return the 3, and I'm starting to look through my Ravelry favorites or whatever I bought that I haven't done, and I remember, wait a minute, this might be good for that U-wrap, E-W-E. I'll put a link below maybe if I can figure out how to do this editing on iPad podcasts. And so I started it to see if I liked it, because I would maybe I still return the other 3. No, I really do like this pattern. This pattern is really lovely, and it's not boring like that other wrap that I was just stuck in it, straight and straight, and you know, not in the round. This is a really pretty. I forgot who else did it, but I do like it, and it goes to like 64 inches, as tall as I am, and you fringe it, and it's just a big, comfy wrap. So I'm gonna see this one through. This is fun. It's also, don't forget, I'm chart challenged. This whole thing is charted, and it's helpful. I'm learning how to do read charts. Anyway, we'll see how it comes out. I have no idea, but it should be nice. It should be pretty. Speaking of charts, I want to go through my notes. Hold on, I'm getting my phone and get my notes. Brooklyn Tweed, on a recent blog, and I will link it below, or my show notes, which is usually in my Ravelry podcast group, on Slow Knitter podcast group on Ravelries. I always put my show notes there. But Brooklyn Tweed just came out with a whole blog on how to read charts. And so my friend Martha here at the beach knows that I'm chart challenged, and so she suggested that I look at that, and I did look at it, and it's pretty great. So I saved it so that I could consult with it when I need it, because I was really a little concerned about it. And I'm looking at my phone because I have my notes. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to put that blog posting below. So if you have, many of you don't probably have trouble reading charts. I am somewhat chart challenged. Okay. All right. So I showed you all that. I am trying to do the whole bullet journal thing. I don't know that I'm going to be successful. I really don't, because I'm not typically a to-do list person. However, I find that I'm making notes on these knitting projects, like what went wrong with that hat, what went wrong with, just so that I could maybe refer back to it. Maybe I will. I put some notes on my favorite shawl shapes, and because I want to knit more shawls, and what I'm going to do with, I found a great pattern for one of these bundles of yarn that I bought, the I Can't Even bundle from Hugh Loco, because I can't do that party shawl. It's too big. So I found an Alicia Plummer shawl pattern that I'm going to use that for. So I made that note in here, you know, so I'm trying to, I have trouble writing. I didn't really have a beautiful handwriting, but since I got the MS, you know, it affects my right side and I'm right-handed, my handwriting's gotten a little wonky. So, but it's good practice to like keep writing. So I'm going to keep writing, I'm trying that. And I ordered a beautiful notebook pouch because I have pens and things I want to stick in the notebook, and I need a pouch. And Renee from Lowland Originals in the Netherlands does notebook pouches, and I love her stuff. So I'm getting a notebook pouch from Renee for my bullet journal. We'll see if I can keep up with that. I have no idea. No promises on there. Let me tell you about my acquisitions. I just have been overly zealous about bragging about Bigfoot Fibers, Sheila Pinkston, my friend out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, who was inspired to dye this beautiful skein of sock yarn based on a picture I posted on Instagram of the beach near this house down the street. And so she sent it to me. So I just loved it. And of course, I've been showing it off all over Instagram. So that's this. I'm about to wind this up because when I finish those socks, this is going on the needles. Then I had also ordered from her some other self-striping sock yarn that I really, really fell in love with. And I had seen some of it knitted up, and I really, really liked the approach. And this is called Cherry's Jubilee. You see the pink running through the brown and the off-white. It's gorgeous. I'm telling you, it's gorgeous. And then this may or may not be part of one of my sock knit along giveaways that I do that I'm going to do quarterly. This is another one of Sheila Pinkston's Bigfoot Fibers. It's also self-striping sock yarn. It's called Princess Unikitty. I don't know if it's named after a character but isn't it gorgeous? Look at those colors. The browns and the pinks and the blues. It's gorgeous and so squishy. I mean, so this might be a giveaway or maybe on my needles. I don't know. So 3 beautiful skeins of Bigfoot Fibers sock yarn. I do love it. I love it. So that's that. I did, when I went in to see Carol at the local Destin Yarn Shop, pick up another Malabrigo sock because the one that I'm working on in the cowl, I love the weight of it. It's a little finer weight. I think it's a less ply than, and I got this one, which is called Wales Road. It's sort of a navy blue. It's sort of like a, can you see that? It's got a little like very faint purple in it and light blue and dark blue. I just really am fond of it. And I was thinking that down here, I need just a light shawl. Just you know, when you go to restaurants, sometimes they're so air conditioned, you're freezing, and you have this little nothing on, sundress on. So you want, I thought maybe this or maybe a cotton blend. I'll tell you what, I am, like many of us, a professed yarn snob. So I don't typically knit with plant fiber yarns, mostly because I really haven't found one. And when I knit with the linen ones, it really hurt my hand because there wasn't a lot of give to it. So if any of you have any idea what kind of plant fiber yarn that I can make a lightweight shawl, like a 1 skein lightweight shawl just to put over my shoulders when it's cold and in a restaurant during the summer, and I want to sort of make it summery colors or neutrally summery colors, like a light gray with a light white or something. Let me know if you know of a good yarn that is has a cottony, maybe cottony bamboo blend or some kind of a blend that doesn't hurt, is got some elasticity and some flexibility. Carol sells a lot of it, but I'm a little hesitant because I don't know if I'm going to like it or not. Maybe I'll try 1 skein. I don't know. So if you have any ideas, do let me know. I mean, then I thought this morning, well, maybe I'll just do a lace weight yarn. I don't know. Give me some ideas of what could possibly be a good yarn to use for a lightweight cottony shawl that I could just put over my shoulders. Now I have one that I did from Helen Stewart, which is very lightweight and very lacy, but maybe more sporty-ish. I don't know. Come up with something. Tell me what you recommend for a cotton blend or a plant blend yarn that has some give to it, that would be comfortable to knit, that is not a worsted weight. It has to be like a sport or fingering, because I'm just used to working on that and enjoy working on that more. Okay, let me tell you what I'm reading, and let me tell you about something interesting. I think I posted this. I went to the library book sale here in South Walton County, and they had hardly anything in the craft section. They had mostly gardening stuff. I'm not a gardener, but they did have this. So I grabbed this, 50 cents. Can't go wrong. You know, because I'd like to try and crochet. This is mostly about crocheting these granny squares, and they're done in a circle. I don't know if I'll ever do it, but it's a fun little book. Some of the things in here are, look at it, it's pretty nice. But I don't know. coasters and felted project bags and shopping bags. I'll probably never crochet anything out of this, but I thought 50 cents. Who could resist a bargain? And then I also ordered this because I have the other Stitch dictionary, which I love, which I'm going to try and do a lot of gauge swatches out of this year in between everything else I'm doing. But since I'm getting into color work, I wanted to see what this would be like. And you know, it's all color work. It's all these kind of motifs, and it's interesting. We'll see if I want to do any more color work after that Caitlin Hunter cowl. But I do like this stitch. So we'll see this one up here. So we'll see. I mean, I might try it and see how certain yarns blend together. Try it. I also have been approached, and I'm curious how many other of my podcaster friends have been approached, or any of my knitting friends have been approached. A publishing company out of the UK approached me about reviewing a book, and the book is called Unraveled, and it's by Brioni Marshall. I hope I'm saying that right. Brioni, yeah. And what I'm going to be doing, and what I've agreed to do, is read the book and then interview Brioni about it. And it's called Unraveled, and there's a lot of knitting in it, and knitting references. And so far, I'm about a third of the way through the book, and it's got sort of a Bridget Jones kind of feel, which I really love that book. So it's fun to read, and there's a lot of talk about knitting in it, and a lot of knitting examples. So her book, it's on Amazon. I got an electronic copy. That's how I prefer to get it. And apparently you can get a hard copy. And then if you get the book, a kit comes with the book, like a little kit. So I've asked them to send me a hard copy of the book so I can show it to you, and the kit so I can show that to you during my interview with Brioni. So I'm excited about that. I'm really, really excited. It's a fun, quick read, good read. But I'm not there yet. But I should finish the book within a week, by next week. Yay, Brioni, go! So there is a little bit in the beginning, a little bit of the Bridget Jones feel, which was really just so fun to read, and I would love the movies. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So that's coming up. Other than that, I think that's going to be about it today. I wasn't really going to do a beach podcast, but I think I was trying to do a vlog. I'm a terrible vlogger. Well, I don't know what to hold around. Anyway, this better. Anyway, if let's see what else. Let's see the notebook, books. I think that's all. And the seriograph behind me is one we've had for ages, and we love it. And I have a wall I can hang it on behind me, so I'm going to hang that up. Well, Bob is going to hang it up. So I'm sorry, it's leaning behind me right now. And I think that's it. I'm going to get a bigger table for the wall. I'm going to turn the iPad around, and you can see the wall with the TV on it. Ooh, let's see if I can do that. Let's see. There's my desk. And there's me again. So we'll see. I want to get a longer TV table so I can also do some winding and some decorating around it. And this consignment shop that we have here is so great, so great. And then Martha took me to another furniture store, which was really great. So we'll see if it works out. Because Bob is just like rolling his eyes, like, why are you doing this? I'm like, because we spend time at the beach and I need a knit cape. I need a must have a knit cape. Such a spoiled brat. Well, we have the room. Why not? Okay. That's it for today. When I see you next, we'll be back in Atlanta. We're leaving a week from Friday. We'll be back in Atlanta. We have a lot to do there as well. So, anyhow, love you all. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please subscribe. If you have not, just hit the subscribe button below. And tell your friends. Trying to build up my subscriber base to talk to you so you can talk back to me. If you have any questions for me, please post it in my Ravelry group, Slow Knitter Podcast Ravelry group. There's an introduce yourself, and I'm going to add a thread for any questions you might have for me as well. That's it for today. I'm going to turn this off, but I'm going to apparently I have to pause a little bit because my editing on this is a little different than the editing on the camera, I think. I don't know. Okay. Love you all. Have a great week. Yeah, it's only Tuesday. Okay, have a great week. Love you. Bye.